Las Vegas. This place is the definition of luck. High stakes of adrenaline. Where speed and going all in are not only encouraged, but required. In this town, anything goes. But just remember, the bigger the risk, the better the reward. We're in Sin City, baby, right here on Fox.
The NHL is coming to Vegas. The NFL may be coming, and NASCAR is already here, and they'll be here twice next year. Speeding required, just not on pit road. The weather today, outstanding, sunny, and in the mid-80s, and we're on the scene, trackside, to bring you closer to all the action from the Hollywood Hotel and Casino, along with Darrell Waltrip, Jeff Gordon, Chris Myers. Nice to have you watching with us. Hey, this is the third race of the Monster Energy Cup season. Ford won Daytona and Atlanta with drivers who won championships. So we got the driver car. What will it be today? Which is more important?
Oh, no, it's all drivers.
It's
always been.
Of course,
look,
I'm asking
a
two
crew
drivers.
chief has a supporting cast. You look up on that pit box, he's not up there all by himself. You look in that car, that driver's all alone.
Are you kidding me? We're in Vegas. It's all about the gambling. Who's going to take the risk and chances on the track and on pit road?
A lot to look forward to. All right. Well, this race, 400.5 miles, 2 80-lap stages, a final stage of 107 laps. No driver has finished in the top 5 in both races so far this season. And Brad Keselowski is on the pole for the race today. He won this race last year here in Las Vegas, overcoming a pit road speeding penalty. Something we'll talk about later. Time for a check on the KFC Georgia Gold headlines. NASCAR penalizing A.J. Allmendinger and his team for having 3 lug nuts properly installed at the end of last Sunday's Atlanta race. They were docked 35 driver and 35 owner points, so Ernie Cope will take over as the crew chief. Randall Burnett fined and suspended for 3 races. The 20 nominees for the 5 openings in the Hall of Fame class named this week: owners Joe Gibbs and Roger Penske, along with drivers Bobby Labonte and Red Farmer, and Davey Allison, some of the first-time nominees. And after 20 years as a one-race town, NASCAR doubling down in Las Vegas. The owners of this track transferring one of their 2 New Hampshire race states to this speedway. Las Vegas, understandably, one of the most popular stops for drivers, for teams, and for us, Fox broadcasters. Our own and Las Vegas native Jamie Little is standing by at the eBay Motors pit box with a lot more. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Chris. Well, as you can imagine, it was a big week for Las Vegas, and for us that live here. On Wednesday was the announcement that there would be a second race, and all 5 current and local NASCAR drivers were on hand, including Kurt and Kyle Busch. Now, the city is so behind this. They're throwing $1 million at each race for 2018, another $500,000 to market it, because it is all about tourism in this city and at this racetrack. So I've been talking to the fans. They've been around. They're excited for next year. And, you know, last year, this race brought in $139 million in economic impact. So they are fired up. And the fans next year, instead of just getting this spring race, they're going to get 6 NASCAR races to check out between the spring race and then, of course, for the playoffs in the fall, in the spring, Chris.
All right, thank you, Jamie. And that's an interesting point. As it stands on the schedule here, we're trading a mile track for another 1.5 miles, so more than half in the playoffs would be 1.5 mile tracks. Does that affect anything in the big picture?
Well, I like what I'm seeing, especially this week, and the grooves widening out, multiple grooves, very challenging 1.5 miles. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a 3/4 mile high bank, you know, short track or half-mile track for the playoffs. But no doubt, Las Vegas Motor Speedway deserves a second.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson has got to be licking his chops because he's got 4 wins here. He's got 27 wins on a 1.5 mile track. Hello, Jimmy. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, and they're also talking about maybe playing a college football game here at this track, so expanding. And they've never had a race postponed here in Las Vegas, so good weather, another reason to have a second race. Well, so far, this is race 3 of 36. Kurt Busch was a 25-1 choice in Vegas to win the Daytona 500 last week. Brad Keselowski, 8-1, and he won in Atlanta. Those are your 2 winners in Ford. So what are the odds on those guys for today's race and others where it's legal to bet? Kevin Harvick, the slight favorite over Jimmy Johnson. These are the favorites. Real quick, what do you like?
Well, we said 8-1 won last week. 8-1 might win this week, too. Mark Truex.
I kind of like that 10-1 on Matt Kenseth. That's not too bad. But, boys, here's where you make your money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Look at these odds. Holy smoke.
I like Ryan Blaney, 50-1.
Well, I'm going to go. I'm going to
make some money
get me
today.
that 35-1 on Eric Jones. I just got a good feeling about that kid today.
I would be surprised. Brad Keselowski, he's won 2 of the last 3. And there he is with one of the young drivers. We have a dozen of them here that are 25 years of age or younger.
Daniel Suarez.
Yeah, I think he's probably talking about a Volkswagen or something because he loves Volkswagen.
That's Toyota.
He drove his
Ford.
Volkswagen from Mexico to Mooresville.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. has never won here, but he has 3 second-place finishes.
Yeah, it's a good track for him. I think he has a lot of confidence here. He was pretty good at the end of practice yesterday. It was Kyle Busch and Joey Logano.
Logano won the truck race yesterday. He's yet to win in Vegas.
Race, yeah, these two are going to be for this one, I believe, today.
Kyle will be up there. You can count on that.
Kyle, those are future drivers, right? Here at Vegas, you see they probably have their own Vegas show over at the Encore or the Wynn. There's
how about this guy?
John Fogerty
put
on a great show at the Wynn, and he'll be given the command for today. And Kyle Larson, one of those 24-year-old drivers.
20-1 odds. I think those are pretty good odds for him as well.
In the 42 car. While the book on Kyle Larson is being written rather fast, it's interesting to go back a few chapters in his life. Larson has Native American and Japanese American heritage. His mother's parents actually spent part of World War II at a Japanese internment camp in California. Larson is the first of NASCAR's Drive for Diversity program drivers to win a Cup race, and he almost won again last week in Atlanta.
The wait is over for Kyle Larson. He gets the win at the Michigan International Speedway, the first of his career.
Getting that first win at Michigan was awesome. It was definitely a confidence booster. Anytime you can win a race, it helps your confidence out. And the next 2 weeks after that, we ran 3rd at Darlington and then 2nd at Richmond. And you had a lot of momentum going into the chase.
Oh, Larson went high that time. I just would have stuck on the bottom, and 42's been good down there all day.
Brad Keselowski wins Kyle Larson's second.
I've had everybody ask me this week why I went to the top, but they don't get to see all the times that Brad Keselowski drove by me on the top. So when it comes down to the end of a race like that, you know what his game plan's going to be, and you know where he's better than you. So you have to kind of change it up a little bit, and he was able to get the power down before I was and get to my inside and ultimately get the win.
Larson has just led his first Daytona laps in the Cup Series.
Larson's making a move. This is going to change everything right here.
He slid up. He slid right in there. Wow.
Amazing. What a move.
So we know the 42's fast.
We never started the year off this good, and I've always said if we could just start the year off where we end the previous season, we could have a couple to a few wins throughout the year and hopefully challenge in the playoffs. I just hope we can continue to put ourselves in position to win. Our car's better and better every week. We just got to keep innovating and finding downforce and horsepower and getting everything better. And I think that's what it takes to be a champion.
Kyle being introduced with his son there, and he's been passed for the final lead, changed the last 3 races, so we know he's been close. Is there something about maybe, Jeff, the way he sets up his car that may affect him late in the race?
He does tend to make his cars a lot looser to run that high line, and he's super fast doing it, but it can cost you a little bit of speed on those short restarts and short runs.
I like to be unpredictable. If you know he's going to go high, if that's going to be if that's where he's going to go, then you're going to go low because you know he's going to go high and he's going to take that line away. But listen, he said he finished strong at the end of last year. He finished 3rd and 2nd at the last 2 races last year. Off to a great start, 2nd last year. This kid will win some races, but he got to quit letting people pass him on the last
He
lap.
likes to attack, so you put him in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, watch what he does from there.
Right. And you are unpredictable, especially in rehearsal. Right? And then the real show. The Las Vegas Motor Speedway hometown track. Jamie talked about it earlier, Kurt and Kyle Busch. And the bullring here is just one of the many racing arenas on the grounds the drivers can practice and work on. Kurt Busch looking for his first Vegas win. He came back to high school this week.
The reigning champion a fun day. Durango High School to come back as a 20-year alumni. Yeah, it was neat to be able to bring Earl along with us. Earl's going to be out on tour all year, and so to have the chance to come to my high school to put the hood into the Sports Hall of Fame, may as well bring the trophy with and, you know, show it off to the kids and let the kids take selfies with it. And then I had a secret weapon, my mom. She actually she worked here when I went to school here, as well as when Kyle went here, and she helped coordinate everything with everybody. And maybe we'll do the next pep rally out on the football field at the end of the year, and we'll take the race car out there and tear up the grass and then donate back to the athletic department again. That way we can get a nice football field out there for the football players.
Oh my God.
And Kurt is having a terrific 2017. Coming up, an unhappy Harvick and drivers caught speeding on pit road last week. What effect will it have in today's race? We'll have a closer look in just a moment.
Kevin Harvick has led the most laps. He's the fastest car on the racetrack. Kevin Harvick, the stage 1 winner.
He's dominated this race.
4, too fast on pit road section, can of left.
Harvick, too fast entering.
Kevin Harvick had a fantastic, flawless day. Now, with just 13 to go, he has a speeding penalty.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Let's go. Let's go.
Sir, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty well, thanks. The speed limit here is 45 miles an hour. You aware of your speed?
Couldn't have been much more than that.
Yeah. Any reason for the speed at all?
Just trying to get to an appearance.
Okay, give me a minute. I'll be right back, sir. All right, sir. This is a ticket for speeding. I figured you'd learn your lesson by now, sir.
Man, I can't catch a break.
I like that. That's funny.
Great. What a great sport Kevin Harvick is. Thanks for having some fun with us.
Yeah, and, you know, he's led the most laps this year. He's won more than half the stages. He might well call an Uber, though, next time coming from the airport.
He's led 65% of the laps so far this year, but no victories. That would get under my skin.
I bet he doesn't speed today on pit road.
Yeah, pit road speeding penalties. Last year, the official count now, it's up to 13 from last week's race. Can you believe that? 11 different drivers, and of course in Las Vegas there have been quite a few. We had 8 last year, so we sent Michael Waltrip down to pit road to show us where NASCAR has drawn the line on pit road speeding. Michael, and he's battling a sore throat. Thanks for hanging in there, Michael.
Yeah, Chris, just think of this. These drivers have to hit 198 miles an hour entering turn 3. And by the time they get around here to off 4, we're going to ask that they transition from the bank to the flat and have it slow down to 45 miles an hour at that cone. And we're going to check them. We're going to check them when they get right here. This is a speed zone. In fact, speed zones are all the way down pit road. This year, NASCAR has nearly doubled the amount of sections on pit road where guys can get caught speeding. Why push it, you ask? It's a competition. The drivers want to be the best on pit road because they know how hard the men that go over the wall and change their tires in 11 seconds work. That's a lot of work, and he wants to do his best. Larry McReynolds, that's what it looks like down here on pit road. What's it look like from behind the wheel?
Well, Michael, I'm not a driver, but I can use our Ford cutaway car in the cockpit area and show you what the driver is looking at when he's trying to maintain pit road speed. He's looking at the digital dash. You see it has the tach, it has the gauges, but what he's really looking at are these lights. Now, we've chosen 4,000 RPM as being the 45 miles per hour for pit road speed here at Vegas. 4,000 RPM would be all green lights. But if the tach starts going above 4,000, it'll start cutting into the red lights. You're too fast. Now, if you happen to go below 4,000, it starts cutting some of the green lights. That means you're too slow. But a lot of drivers have told me the system is so sensitive that even trying to maintain speed, you see the lights just jumping. You don't know if you're too fast or you're too low. But Chris, the one thing about it, when you're on pit road, it's not about the tach, it's all about the lights.
Thanks, Larry and Michael. So you were in the 88 car towards the end of last year, driving for Dale Earnhardt Jr. in those positions there. How do you regulate? You want to get every second you can without getting caught.
Yeah, the crew chiefs and the engineers are really trying to push the limit to get every bit of speed they can, even on pit road. If you hold all green, you're fine, but one red could be speeding. And remember, you're not looking at those the whole time. You have to look for your pit stall, look for the cars around you, look in your mirror. So all you have to do is take your eye off of those lights for 1 split second, and you could be speeding.
Yeah, I'm kind of old school. I like a tachometer, and I know with the digital dash, they move around a lot. But let me have that. I can watch that needle. Those lights drive me crazy. If I did have lights, I'd want a yellow one. Green and then yellow before I went red. But
you can set it up that way, but they don't set it up that way.
Yeah, yellow would be a warning. Are there there's drivers that are better saving tires or fuel? Are there drivers that are better at maximizing the speed on pit road without getting caught?
Yeah, so the teams will debrief Monday and Tuesday, and they go through everybody's time down pit road, and they show who's doing the best job. The problem is they're telling you what you're not doing and how you need to push it further. That's why we see more penalties on pit road.
The lines are so close together now. You notice most everybody gets 2 sections, like 7 and 8. It's not just one where you can slow down.
Yeah.
You don't have any time to recover. They're so close together now, so you better get it right and keep it right.
And it is computerized and scientific, so it's not just somebody flipping a switch whenever they want to.
Oh, no. NASCAR's monitoring it, and they help the teams do that this week.
All right, our champion drivers are on the clock. 15 seconds. You can both answer. All right, we love cranking up, but NASCAR is looking into adjusting the noise level at the track. 120 decibels, that's, the threshold for pain to your ear. Cars reach that, especially down in the pits. So should something be done in this area?
Well, I'd like to see them redirect the noise. Yeah, I think a lot of fans don't want to see the cars get quieter, and they're going to be loud race cars. But let's redirect them. Maybe back out the left side, maybe out the back.
Yeah, that was my suggestion. The pipes right now, the header pipes run out the right side of the car. That's where the fans are. Those pipes blowing against the wall, the safer barrier, that sound goes right back into the grandstand. So left sides.
Okay, so we agree.
We almost made 15.
Something has to be done.
Oh, I thought it was 15 minutes.
No, that's right. So you have trouble hearing.
That was my fault.
What did you say? Oh, it was 15 minutes.
He has trouble hearing all those years of. All right, 5 rookies in today's race in their first Vegas Cup race. Is it a good idea for rookies to race in the Xfinity Series race on Saturday as well as the Cup race, or should they just focus on the Cup race?
I like them. I think you run on Saturday. The cars are right now, Harvick says, are the closest together they've ever been, aero-wise and tire-wise, and I think you get a lot of good experience. Suarez is a good example this week.
More laps, the better. Practice makes perfect for these young guys.
All right, so speaking of practice, so we're going to put that on the clock. Is too much practice, can that get in the way? Because Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he had a problem. He crashed late in the final practice, so he has to go to a backup car.
If the teams had their choice, they'd practice every day of the week. So I think, the amount we have right now on the weekend's pretty good. I think you need to have about an hour to get ready to qualify, about an hour or two, maybe an hour and a half for the race.
Practice? We're talking practice. Yeah. We don't need no stinking practice. These guys are trained professionals. Some of the best races we've had, they started with no practice.
All right, we've had rainouts for qualifying, and it's been fine and exciting on race day, and that's what we have here. You guys are heading up. That was Allen Iverson, by the way, who said that. Daryl and Jeff are heading up to the booth to call the race, and we hope you're with us. You can see our Pizza Hut countdown clock showing you how close you are to green flag racing. And there's some speed. I don't think he's going to violate any pit road speeding penalties, but his grid walk is coming up. The Ultimate Fighter Redemption returns to FS1 in April to get in better shape Thursday this week in Las Vegas. Ty Dillon and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They'll be racing, of course, but they worked out with the UFC's Cowboy Cerrone and Cain Velasquez. Speaking of working out, let's head to Michael Waltrip. He's got the hat cam, and today's grid walk brought to you by Aaron's. Michael.
Oh, yes, Aaron's, where you can get quality home furnishings, electronic, and appliances for no credit necessary. Go to Aaron's.com to check more out. How'd you like that, Voice Myers? Hi there, honey. How you doing? Why don't you just come with me? It's sunny down here. Get me a little shade. Hey, Dale Jr., have a good day. 3 seconds here. You got this place down?
Are you sick?
I am.
You sound awful.
I'll stay away from you.
I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Looking forward to you being a strong car to watch today. Kevin Harvick's back here. Hey, Harv. Hope you're doing okay.
Hey, Mikey. How's it going?
Well, they just showed a piece of you trying to get home from the airport, and it didn't work out, did it?
No, I've had a bad week getting pulled over. I've gotten 2 speeding tickets, so hopefully I've done my time.
Well, everybody's talking about the speed in the 4-car today, and should be a fun day for you.
I hope so. Thank you.
I needed shade.
You need some shade.
Yeah, come on, honey. Let's see. Oh, here's Kurt Busch. Where's Kurt? Around here. Hey, wait, Carrot Top, what are you doing?
You just checking the air pressure on the.
What PSI are you looking for?
We're looking for blood alcohol 0.2. Ooh. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. You been having fun? Hi, Monster Girls. Nice to see you. This is Jimmy Johnson. He's 7-time champion. Hey, JJ, how are you, brother?
You? Good. Yourself?
I'm a little bit sick. I'm not feeling great, but everybody's talking about 4-car and the 48-car being fast. How do you handle the bumps?
Try to go around them. Do you think your green pants brought you bad luck with your cold?
I do have nice pants on and had a great grid rock. Carrot Top was here. There's Denny Hamlin. Baby bump. Baby bump. Chris, take it away.
What am I missing? Baby bump? Denny's pregnant.
Thanks, Michael. Take care of that throat. And Jimmy Johnson for helping us out. The Pizza Hut countdown clock and closer to the race here live from Vegas.